That's what you call doing an emergency stop. When I hadn't made eye contact. I knew he was pulling out blind, so he would have struggled to have seen me. He edged out, he carried on. It's one of them, isn't it? The guy was in the wrong, but I mean, I was able to adjust my riding to understand that, and I'd done a quick glance. You didn't see it, but I'd done a quick glance to see the car behind me wasn't right up my backside, so that had enough chance to slow down as well. Well, so no, even if it didn't, it's a choice of, do you go into the car or get rear-ended by the other one? Them's the choices. Tricky riding on a bike sometimes, especially when you've got to react to these things properly. You know, I could have all rev bombed and beep beep and what you doing, you're not bad and all that, but I mean, I'm riding a black bike, it's dark, you know, I've got darker clothing on, and I've only got one light on the front of it, not two like a car would. You know, is it any surprise I'm not visible, you know, I'm harder to spot than a car would be. I'm aware of this. I've made adjustments. I started braking there because I thought this guy could easily pull out on me here, and I adjusted and made sure that when he actually did do it, there was no build-up, there was no conflict. I'd already anticipated that and took that out the equation. And like I say, a lot of these videos you're seeing are people who aren't aware of it. Like, the defensive driving abilities of some people is absolutely freaking shocking, and they're uploading videos of people, yeah, right, they might be slightly in the wrong, but you're embarrassing yourself when you're like, anyone who rides a bike and knows what they're doing, or is a fairly accomplished rider, just looks at you and goes, mate, what are you doing? You're riding like a fucking tit. Yeah, alright, they're in the wrong, but you're not in the right, and that's the one takeaway I'd say from this. They're not on the right, this guy here could be swinging into my lane, because so I'm aware he's carried on, it's okay, we're alright. But with that car turning right there, there's every possibility that car could have swung into me there. I'm aware of it, I've edged off, because I'd rather be behind the car than fucking underneath it. Alright, it didn't progress, but that could have. And this is the point is, for I think the better riders out there, the ones who can see something that's going to develop and anticipate it, rather than not see it and then react when it has happened. It's like, mate, you have these videos, you just look at them and go, well, yeah, why didn't you? You can see the guys at the junction, he's done a quick glance, you haven't made eye contact with him. I actually had the point for, just because they made eye contact doesn't mean they've seen you, which is valid. There is this thing where people can actually look you in the eyes and they've not registered you, but you think they have. But you know what, there's nothing you can do about that. They're going to pull out regardless. But for the most part, if I've made eye contact with someone, I'm kind of, yeah, alright, I'm less likely to react to what they're going to do, because I think, well, they've probably collared me or they've seen me. Whereas you see these lads and they're riding along, and there's a car at the junction, they're not going to pull out. They're just sitting there fucking eating a sandwich and having a bit of a nap. It's like, they're at a fucking junction, what do you think they're going to be doing? They're pulling out. You're on a little bike, they might not have seen you. Maybe that you know, we're talking about humans here. No one is 100% perfect on the roads. I'm nowhere near it. I try to be as good as I can. I miss things, you know. It's like, in the car sometimes I was like, oh Christ, didn't see that. It happens. So just scolding people for making a slight error here or there, it's just ridiculous. It reflects worse on you. You know, there are instances where you just can't avoid it, and the car's in the wrong, the bike's tried to do everything it can, and you know something still progresses and happens. Fair enough, that, you know, they're the ones where you go, yeah, alright, there was no way out of that, there was nothing the biker could have done different to prevent that, you know. But then for the good portion of them nowadays, what you're seeing, you're like, mate, you've just friggin' done that yourself. You've just invited that on yourself by being totally oblivious to your surroundings. Sorry for this little rant here. I wasn't actually going off on a rant at all tonight. I was literally just riding home from the bank. I've just had to go and put some money into me into the ATM. You know, I'm just riding through the main streets of Bootle, and these things could happen. They can happen anywhere, but I just happened to be in the main streets of Bootle at the time. Shout out to Bootle.